Pivot, pivot! Hey everybody, I'm Michelle Carre and welcome to Your Delicious Life, where each week we take a look at life from a different perspective and we either learn something new or get reminded of something that we already knew. This week's episode is called It's Okay to Pivot. Now, this is the first week of April. It's the beginning of Q2. It's, I hope, the start of spring. Please, I hope. So this is a natural time for us to reflect on our goals. You know, in January, the beginning of the year, we tend to set our goals for the year and decide what it is we want to achieve. But we have to reflect on those goals throughout the year to make sure things are going well. But sometimes we also need to reflect on those goals to see if we need to make an adjustment to our goals and to see if we need to pivot. As you work towards your goals, you may discover that you need to make a few little adjustments here and there. And that is totally okay to do. This is your goal. So if you discover along the journey that you need to make some adjustments here or there, or maybe that you need to make a pivot, that's totally cool. Now, I'm not talking about making the goal easier. I'm not talking about stopping it altogether. I'm not talking about when it's getting tough, walking away. I'm still talking about having a goal that challenges you, that pushes you. But what I'm saying is that along the journey, you might uncover new information. You might experience something that alters what your end goal actually is. And that's when the idea of pivoting or making adjustments is crucial. Okay, y'all know I am not Sporty Spice, I'm more Posh Spice. However, there are some good references within sports that work well for life in general. And when I hear the word pivot, what I think about is the basketball term and how a player is on the court and they go to make a move and realize, no, I can't. My other player's not there, or there's an obstacle in the way. It won't work. And they have to pivot to make a move in another direction. Well, that happens to us in life as well. And that's why it's smart to pivot, because when you're pivoting, what you're doing is you're acknowledging what's in front of you. You're taking in the knowledge and experience that I was talking about earlier, but you're responding to it. And you're saying, you know what? From what I know now, from the knowledge I've gained, I realize that that direction or that path is blocked. There's an obstacle. I need to adjust and go a different direction, still heading toward the same goal, but I'm going to take a different path there. Let me give you an example related to business. Let's say you have a marketing goal to sell, 50 of your product, whatever that might be. And maybe your strategy has been one social media platform, but you're not really getting the traction you were hoping to on that platform. Well, when you sit down and assess where you're at, you can pivot and maybe move to either a different social media platform or maybe a different form of advertising altogether. Because if you take that time to readjust and look at your business plan again, look at who your ideal client is, you might realize, hey, if I make a slight adjustment here, if I change the path a little bit, I can still get to my goal of selling 50 of my product. I'm just going to do it in a different manner with the new information that I have. Pivoting is also about getting unstuck. I mean, if you were in the 90s and you watched Friends, you know the classic episode that I referenced in the beginning of the video. And in that scene, they're trying to move a couch upstairs and they're stuck. And what Ross realizes is that if they just pivot slightly, if they make a small adjustment, they'll get unstuck and they'll be able to move this couch upstairs. So, or maybe they're going downstairs. I don't even know. But the point is, sometimes pivoting is also about getting unstuck. So if you have set a goal and you've been working towards it, but maybe you're just not getting the ground that you need to really make any progress, maybe you just need to make a slight pivot, a slight adjustment that will help you continue to move forward. Sometimes that small adjustment is the difference between staying stuck and achieving your goal. Let me give you an example of how to get unstuck when it comes to your health and wellness. Now, there are tons of different goals that you can have as far as health and wellness goes. Might be a weight loss goal, it could be a weight gain goal as far as muscle, it could be an endurance goal, and you might find yourself working hard toward this goal but getting stuck. Maybe you've plateaued, you haven't lost more weight or gained more muscle or pushed past that endurance threshold that you've been trying to get past for a few weeks now. Well, sometimes when we make a slight adjustment to our training, that's what will help us get to the level that we're trying to achieve. So it might be adding a bit more cardio or adding a bit more weight training or maybe taking an extra day off. All of these things, they're slight changes, slight adjustments, but they could be the one thing that just pushes you to that threshold. So where can you pivot to get unstuck? And this can apply in any area, not just health and wellness. Pivoting isn't the easy route, it's the smart route. As I mentioned, we will go through life learning, gathering information, and having experiences. And the whole point of that is to allow us to make better decisions as we go on in life. But sometimes it's also for us to make better goals, to improve our goals or adjust our goals. So take this time at the beginning of April, the beginning of Q2, to sit down, look at your goals, and ask yourself, do I need to pivot anywhere within my goals? And know that it's okay to pivot.